The museum that I decide to visit and provide information about is the National Museum of Anthropology. This museum is located in Avenida Paseo de Reforma y Calzada Gandhi, Colonia Chapultepec Polanco, en Miguel Hidalgo, código postal 11560, México DF. The museum is open from Tuesday to Saturday from 10 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. The cost of the admission is 80 pesos, but admission is free for children under 13 over 16, people with disabilities, teacher and student. At this time have restrictions due to contingency which are mandatory use of mounts covered during access for throughout the tour. Capacity limited to of average daily visitors capacity 1,000 people. For access mandatory preventive measures is be followed with application of alcohol, health and temperature measurement, as well as the use for disinfectant mat. This museum contains the most precious historical treasures in the country, which are divided into 22 permanent rooms and 2 traveling exhibitions, which makes it one of the 20 most important museums in Latin America. Although access in the museum are interesting, I will show you the 10 most relevant of it. Tlaloc. The museum turn bearings before entering these city meters. High moonling is representation of the ram. Good. The figure has become a symbol of Mexico. In fact, in 1964, this statue was taken from the town of Guantlinchan, state of Mexico, to Mexico City. That day, while it was being transported, a great storm fell on the capital of the country, Sunstone. This is undoubtedly the most valuable piece in the museum. It is one of the oldest monoliths of the Mexican culture. It measures more than 3.6 meters in diameter, weighs more as 24 tons, and was found in 1479. But what makes it really important are reliefs. Represent the fit zone that summarizes the ideas that the culture had about space in the weather. Colossal head. A hard vestige of the Olmec culture, the oldest in the American continent. The pre-Hispanic monoliths with head shapes were the insignia of the modern culture. But the one in the Museum of Anthropology specifically represented a warrior, something that can be seen by the band placed on the forehead. Atlante formed Tula. The town of Tula, Hidalgo, hosts the ruins of the Tolteca civilization. Visiting the archaeological zone is to see a series of the 4.6-meter high warrior's maze with 4 stone blocks, but it is not necessary to go to this area to observe one of these Atlanteans. Same signs in 1944. The Museum of the Anthropology has one unexist permanent exhibitions. Pacal Mask. This is the mask with which King Pacal, ruler of the city of Palenque, was buried is made of jade because for the Mayan civilizations. This gemstone represents power. The function of the artifact was to help the monarch face the creatures of the underworld. This archaeological piece was found in the 1952 and put on display in the museum in the 1964. Coatlicue. This piece is one of the greatest artistic expressions of the Aztec culture. It is the representation of the mother of all gods, and its importance was such that for some it is the pre-Hispanic version of the Virgin of Guadalupe. The beauty of Coatlicue is in its details. like a serpent head, a viper skirt. A neat necklace of sacrificed hearts, each small part that make it up is unique. So every time we visit it, it will be possible to see some things and previously gone unnoticed. Obsidian Monkey Vessel. This masterpiece might be the Mexican culture as a fascinating story. A peasant discovered it is Lake Texcoco and looked to the museum to change. It forecome so there is no way of knowing the exact place where it was overwhere. What makes it valuable is need for work of the obsidian with which it was made, and as curious fact is one of the pies looted and recovered from 1985 robbery. Mask of the Bad Good. An unmissable work in the Museum Oaxaca, Rome. The mask belongs to the Zapotec culture and represents a human face superimposed with an image of the bad good, which the Zapotec culture related to death and the underworld. The piece is made of headed sheets that have been polished with great care. Sculpture with the face of the dead. This sculpture belongs in the Toltec culture. It is civilization the cult of the dead was something very common, and this is reaffirmed in the Museum of Anthropology by means of a stone disc and as skull in the center. The piece is also a representation of the sun, which rises in the east and sets in the west. It also altitude to the movement of the stars and relationships with day and night. The Galley of the Holy War. From this monolith, the image of the shield of the national falcons arose, an eagle standing on the of the cactus buried for several centuries, and foundation of the national fireplace. This piece symbolism that alludes to different powers and roles, grand as the culture. Normal going to snow sure you images of the mentioned piece.
From my point of view, this is one of the best museums that you can visit, due to great variety of the pieces that is exhibit and the entertainment for history. I already had the fortune to go sometime, and it was a very good experience. I fully recommend it, team. Gracias por su atención.